Here's your wrestling news for September 25th, 2020. And your headlines today include: Roman Reigns drops a statement on his retirement, also shoots on WWE superstars who want to push but complain about the hard work. WWE releases a statement about talking about wrestlers' restrictions during this ongoing global situation. Sammy Guevara gets RKO'd. Yes guys, you heard us right, Sammy Guevara got RKO'd. WWE reportedly considered interesting name for female member of Retribution. Retribution shows interest in WWE NXT manager. Confusing botch in Retribution's match on WWE Raw reported. WWE wrestler forced to undergo unexpected surgery. The man behind mysterious NXT promo may be revealed. Vince McMahon and Triple H take major fire in new animated series, and more. We are kicking off today with Roman Reigns news, as the big dog has had some harsh words for certain WWE superstars. Speaking on After the Bell, the Universal Champion spoke about how everyone in WWE wants to be in that top spot, but there are some who don't want to work for it. He said, "Everybody wants to be on top, everybody wants that push. But when the work comes, they start bitching and moaning about it. They start complaining. It's like, you said you want to be the guy, but you don't want to work on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you know what I mean?" The big dog went on to explain that being a WWE superstar isn't a job, but a life you live 24/7, though he didn't mention any names of stars who want to be pushed but don't want to make the extra effort. This wasn't all Reigns had to say though, as he also spoke about how his career will end, saying that he doesn't need a special person to step up and take the reins as a locker room leader. "When they are really doing their job, that's when I won't have to do mine anymore. Just kinda like with John Cena. John said the same thing to me in one of his promos. We ain't seen him in a while, right? We rarely see him, and when he does, it's just what he does, and he's gone. In order for me to leave, someone has to really come and hold it down." As one of WWE's biggest stars in the past decade, Reigns knows all about being responsible, from working 2 live events on the same night to traveling across the US for an in-studio interview. And whilst live event and in-person media appearances aren't happening at the moment, it's clear that Reigns will be ready to do both when things get back to normal. Speaking of the big dog, Reigns will be on tonight's Go Home SmackDown for Clash of Champions, where he'll have an in-ring interview ahead of this Sunday's match against Jey Uso. Tonight's show will also see Lacey Evans look to get revenge on Alexa Bliss in singles action after the former women's champion leveled her with a sister Abigail last week, whilst Jeff Hardy will face Sami Zayn in non-title action days before the pair are joined by AJ Styles for their triple threat ladder match for the Intercontinental title this Sunday at Clash of Champions. Now, earlier this month, Fightful Select reported that several NXT recruits had tested positive, which resulted in several classes at the Performance Center being cancelled. Though some essential coaches remained, trainees were spending 4 days a week training with weekly testing, and are now tested before any show they're on. WWE issued a statement to Fightful saying, "Individuals that tested positive will quarantine for 14 days, receive medical care, and then will only be cleared when they are symptom-free and test negative. Additionally, extensive contact tracing has taken place, and other individuals have been placed in 14-day quarantine, and will then only be cleared after they test negative." PW Insider noted that talent and staff working at the Performance Center or NXT tapings won't be allowed to work Raw or SmackDown tapings until further notice, so don't expect any call-ups for quite some time. The next set of NXT tapings will be for October 4th's TakeOver, as the Gold brand taped a bunch of content, including next week's show on September 23rd. It was also reported that a large number of the roster was kept off the taping on Wednesday, and several extras that were intended for the crowd were either sent home or had to end up working the Battle Royal, resulting in a limited crowd. This is still a strange time in WWE, and we'll keep fans updated as more information is made known about these recent positive tests. Over to AEW next, and though Shahid Khan's Jacksonville Jaguars lost 31-13 to the Dolphins this week, the Jaguars mascot did get a little win over Sammy Guevara. Able to get heat wherever he goes, the Spanish god was hit with some serious boos when he was introduced, which he's used to, but he's not used to getting RKO'd into a swimming pool, which is exactly what happened. The Jaguars mascot channeled its inner legend killer to nail Guevara, and though Tony Khan is able to get Guevara into any Jaguars game he wants, that doesn't mean Sammy is going to be willing to be around that mascot again. Back to WWE, and after Retribution debuted new names on Raw this week, they then got on social media and have followed some interesting people. NXT's Malcolm Bivens was shocked to discover that Mace, T-Bar, and Slapjack all follow him, and whilst T-Bar's account used to be Dominik Dijakovic, Mace and Slapjack are brand new profiles. When Bivens saw the 3 followers and asked, "What the hell?" Mace replied saying they should collab, though Bivens is yet to respond. In a video with Shayna Baszler during the Super Bowl, Bivens showed that he knows how to wear a mask, and we'll have to see whether he dons a mask for Retribution and manages the group now that they've made it to the main roster. Speaking of Retribution, as on this week's Raw, fans learned the names of T-Bar, Mace, and Slapjack, but another name was nearly revealed. According to WrestleVotes, there were plans for the female members of the faction, Mia Yim and Mercedes Martinez, to be named as well, with one of the superstars being called Shatter, a name that some fans would consider cringeworthy, though obviously that didn't happen. Hopefully, WWE are coming up with better names for the 2 female Retribution members, though there is no word yet on whether Yim or Martinez will be called Shatter in the future, and it's also unclear if other members outside the 5 main characters will also be revealed. What we do know is that there are rumors for the group to be in the main event of Survivor Series, though that may all hinge on whether WWE can get wrestlers called Mace, T-Bar, and Slapjack to be taken seriously by fans. So far, the general consensus is that the angle has flopped, especially after reports that people backstage laughed at their promo on this week's Raw, and we'll have to see where the WWE takes the group from here. In addition to revealing new names, Retribution made their in-ring debut this week, facing the Hurt Business, and despite it being their first official match, the group lost by disqualification. It was initially believed that this loss came because Retribution broke a secret rule that says an illegal man can't attack the legal man of the opposing team during a pinfall. However, it's now being reported that the team lost due to botched officiating, as Dave Meltzer pointed out that superstars are allowed to break up pinfalls and have done so in the past, despite this rule. This is the second time in 2 weeks that a referee has botched the finish of a match, following on from last week's Mickie James-Asuka controversy, where James didn't tap to the Asuka lock but still lost the match, and hopefully the officials will be able to enforce the rules better from now on. Now, it wasn't too long ago that a movement online by fans demanded better for Naomi, and whilst that change could still come, it won't be just yet. On Instagram, the former SmackDown Women's Champion shared a photo of herself in a hospital as an unexpected surgery has taken her out of action. She wrote, "I underwent an unexpected 6-hour surgery to finally remove a massive fibroid that's caused me severe anemia, fatigue, horrible abdominal pains, and more problems I don't even want to mention over the past year and a half. I'm recovering well, I'm relieved, and already feeling so much better. So family and fans, don't worry, I'm okay, LOL, miss ya." The glow isn't the only one on the shelf, as after this week's backstage assault by Candice LeRae, Tegan Nox is undergoing an MRI to assess the damage, with fears that she's torn her ACL. In the Gauntlet Elimination match, Cameron Grimes tweaked his knee and his condition is day-to-day as a result, whilst Austin Theory is said to have back spasms and is also day-to-day. Our thoughts are with everyone injured at this time, as there's a lot of problems in the world right now, and nobody wants to get injured even at the best of times. From missing superstars to a returning one, as a mysterious promo from a returning superstar aired on NXT this week, and though it's unclear who it is, there are plenty of options. In the promo, which featured what looked like the NXT Championship, the mystery person said that they created something which was taken over by Paper Champions and is now back to take what's theirs. If this is a former NXT champion, then that shortens the list of suspects, and on Wrestling Observer Radio, it was theorized that Bo Dallas may be the one returning. A former NXT champion himself, Dallas announced last December that he was taking a hiatus, so it's possible that he's reinvented himself and will make a return to NXT years after he was last seen being carried off by Full Sail security. The mystery person will reveal themselves at NXT TakeOver on October 4th, and with a huge NXT title match between Finn Balor and Kyle O'Reilly already booked, that show will be a huge night for the Gold brand. Now, it wasn't too long ago that Viking Raider Ivar seriously injured his neck during a routine dive to the outside, and given his neck had a lot of wear and tear before then, this time he needed surgery. Like many superstars, Ivar was sent to Dr. Andrews Sports Medicine and was all smiles when he posed for a picture with his surgeon and an x-ray of his neck. In a tweet, Ivar said it's been a little over a week since surgery and thanked everyone for their love and support. The recovery time for an injury like this is usually 3 to 4 months, which could make a Royal Rumble 2021 return possible, and until then, time will tell what WWE will do with Eric, their remaining Viking Raider. Over to NXT, and Shotzi Blackheart recently made headlines when she cut a pre-match promo against Io Shirai that included stapling a piece of paper to her chest that read, "Hurt me." Blackheart did just that, and while speaking to Comic Book, the NXT superstar revealed the inspiration for the staple gun promo, saying, "It was kind of something that I just thought of doing that day, and then I filmed it that night and put it up like 5 minutes after I filmed it. I just wanted to prove a point just to Io that she doesn't want to hurt me, but I'm okay if she does. I'm a big girl, I can handle it." It's cool to see that even in 2020, a single promo from one person can still get everyone talking, and Shotzi certainly took the opportunity to make a big impression on the fans and herself before her match. And we're ending today with news from WWE's April 15th releases, as the Good Brothers have gotten their own comedy variety special on AXS TV, and now an animated series also seems to be in development. Whilst details are sketchy for the show named The Gimmicks, we do know that Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and more will be involved, and a new trailer took some major shots at WWE's executives. The trailer not only features Triple H as a sniveling kiss-up to Vince McMahon, but he's also a literal footstool to his chairman father-in-law, as Vince McMahon is seen being furious about, quote, "nobodies and losers trying to do their own thing." Enzo Amore will also be a part of the show as Esteban Apples, which keeps his EA initials, and it seems The Gimmicks is going to take some serious shots at pro wrestling in general, especially Vince McMahon. If this trailer is any indication of things, The Gimmicks will make the shots that being the elite takes at WWE look like nothing. And whether you like or hate the idea of the former employees using an animated show to take shots at McMahon, this show will be one you'll need to see.